There was a time when she was very rude to one of the under gardeners at Windsor when they were at Frogmore Cottage, and the head gardener went to complain to the Queen, and the Queen went down and ticked her off because the Queen obviously didn't like people being rude to staff.
And it is a pleasure to be joined by Samantha Markle, my friend, and also the sister of the Duchess of Sussex, and back on Outspoken, Peter Ticktin. He is one of the top attorneys in the United States of America, also very good friends with a certain President Donald Trump, representing Samantha Markle in her case as well. Great to have you both here, and I want to talk about the latest details of that case very shortly. But first, breaking right now, shock details have emerged of Meghan Markle's behaviour while in the royal family. Now, this is as a result of her attempts to push back against negative articles that had been placed in both the Hollywood Reporter and the Daily Beast. And now Hugo Vickers, who is one of the UK's most highly regarded historians and royal authors, has revealed that Meghan was so rude to the gardeners at Windsor Castle that the Queen, the late Queen Elizabeth II, actually had to get involved to tick her off, to tell her off. So this is another big blow for Meghan. Watch this.
Hugo.
Well, I'm afraid I'm not surprised by these allegations because even when she was at Windsor, I remember, hearing from very good sources that there was trouble. There was a time when she was very rude to one of the under gardeners at Windsor when they were at Frogmore Cottage, and the head gardener went to complain to the Queen, and the Queen went down and ticked her off because the Queen obviously didn't like people being rude to staff. So having heard that story, none of these other stories surprise me. She probably is not very good with staff or with people that she's employing or people that she's getting flowers from and things like that. It's just very unattractive because, you should always be very polite to people who work for you and people that you deal with over the telephone, because otherwise they're going to get very put out, and they're going to, when things start going wrong, they'll be happy to answer questions by the media, I guess. Well, I think probably quite a lot of actresses have a narcissistic side to them. Yes, I agree with you. Of course, it can be very stressful leading up to a wedding, but once again, this is when your true character comes out. We can all be very polite. When things are going well, it's when we're under stress that you see people getting annoyed and getting aggressive and so forth. So once again, I'm afraid it doesn't surprise me. I would think she has shown quite a few narcissistic tendencies in the past, particularly in things like the Oprah Winfrey interview. I think there was a lot of narcissism in that. So
Wow, so quite an astonishing revelation. It relates very much to your case, Samantha, when it comes to proving that Meghan has told lies for such a long time. But this is a real blow for Meghan, isn't it? Because she thought that she was going to be able to, I guess, get away with her behavior towards staff members. But in fact, more and more is emerging. And being rude to a gardener, an under gardener, I mean, goodness gracious me. What do you make of it all?
Well, none of it really surprises me. And, I always want to reflect back to the salient knowledge that Harry and Meghan had quite a bit of control of PR and the social narrative for quite some time through their publications, through, online platforms. And so they were really shaping the narrative. And with that said, look at the book Spare, look at Finding Freedom, look at the Netflix thing and Oprah and the Netflix thing where she so rudely mocked Queen Elizabeth and having to curtsy. So my point is, all things taken together, they don't seem to like the blowback or the criticism, but it seems like they've taken a lot of license in their PR, their publications, to disparage and even defame others, which has had horrible, even dangerous repercussions for those who they've disparaged and defamed, including the Prince and Princess of Wales and the royal family themselves. So, I almost feel like saying, well, too bad if they don't like the quote blowback. If she's going to whine about the fact that she doesn't like being criticized, she shouldn't have been out there doing this, from calling the royal family racist to, to the Oprah interview, to Netflix, and then trying to walk it back. So, you know what? If you can dish it out, you got to be able to take it. It's kind of ridiculous. And
Peter Ticktin, great to have you back, by the way, but do these constant revelations, this drip, casting further doubt over Meghan's public statements, do they help your case?
Everything negative to Meghan helps our case. Although right now we're in the Court of Appeal. But I just wanted to say there's an old adage at law, which is that the truth will out. Okay, it's very hard to contain what is true. I mean, because people tend to let it out. They let it out about themselves. They certainly let it out about their former employers and so on. And if she is, as she is, consistently the person who she is, then that's ultimately going to find its way to the public, and the public will realize what kind of a person they're dealing with.
But first, it turns out the key to losing weight and keeping it off is not in carbs or fat or even probiotic-rich foods. No, the end game of having a healthy weight, as well as more energy and a long, healthy life, comes down to a specific switch you can flip in your body to flush out unnecessary calories. Dr. Stephen Gundry is calling this caloric bypass. And by activating this specific process in your body, he has seen thousands of people dramatically improve their health, even at age 50 and beyond. This includes losing weight, getting tons more energy, and returning to the good health that they had in their youth once they simply address this one key to better health. Not only that, this is actually associated with improved digestion, strong feeling joints and muscles, smoother skin, and healthier lives, meaning it could be the key to a happy life. Dr. Stephen Gundry has lost 70 pounds himself using his research and has kept the weight off for over 20 years and counting. His digestive issues are gone, his health is fantastic, and he feels younger and healthier today than he did in his 40s. His video has been watched by over 20 million people to date, and you can watch and learn more about it at thehealthyfat.com/outspoken. It's linked at the bottom of this video on YouTube and Rumble, but he'll teach you exactly how he has kept his weight off for free at thehealthyfat.com/outspoken. Click on the link in the description below the video. And the thing is, he seems to be having, let's just be honest about this, a serious midlife crisis. Lots of rumors about the state of his marriage to your sister, Sam. And then I wanted to show you this extraordinary moment in New York over the weekend when he arrives at a tattoo parlor with all of his security, knowing full well that the paparazzi are there. Watch this. And sure enough, just as he wanted, media hysteria ensues, and Josh Lord from the tattoo parlor East Side Inc. starts speaking publicly. Cringe. Watch this.
Well, nothing, of course.
Nothing.
No, absolutely.
We heard he stopped by here.
Oh, yeah?
And
So he stopped for over an hour.
Oh, cool.
What was he like just in the tattoo parlor?
The truth is that I couldn't tell you anything about anybody who stopped by without their permission. So we can either confirm or deny anything we need to say or ask about anybody who comes in. So officially, and of course we would respect anybody's privacy in the exact same way. So, from everything that I've seen, it seems like a phenomenal guy.
You said that you've tattooed a lot of celebrities.
A lot of
Can you
celebrities.
compare
The one that-
what it would be like if he were here, I mean, how does he rank? I mean, I assume you don't get starstruck. I mean, how's that different?
I absolutely understand the line of questioning, and I appreciate it. But of course, I could never actually say anything either way.
I mean, Sam, come on. This is the ultimate midlife crisis. If you want to go and get a tattoo, Harry, you could do it in Montecito and none of us would know about it. So he wants us all to know, I'm having this reawakening. My marriage is in trouble, so I'm going to go and get a tattoo. Please, how embarrassing is that?
Somebody on X did a fabulous they did a meme, and so the suggestion was that he had just come out of the tattoo parlor. This is comedy, by the way. And the tattoo read "Markled" across his chest. Now, this is the funniest meme I had seen, so whoever did it, bravo. But yeah, it was great.
And then there was also this appearance on Jimmy Fallon, The Tonight Show, totally bizarre because he was swearing like a little kid. He almost punched someone. And we're meant to think that this is sort of royally appropriate behavior. Of course, Jimmy Fallon was delighted because he's got a member of the royal family, someone who remains in the line of succession, pumping up his Halloween experience. Watch this interview.
You got Tonightmares going on as well.
Get ready for what Tonightmares was so fun. We just did it with Prince Harry. It was insane. The best part, we did it with Prince Harry, and the actors dressed as the zombies at the end. Both have with security cameras are on them, and they have a freak out. And the one zombie goes, "Oh my gosh!" He goes, "Watch!" He goes, "That was Prince Harry." And the other zombie's like, and they start doing this. It steals the show. It's super fun. He was a great guest. Totally game for it. It's scary, but it's fun.
I mean, Peter. He is, whatever you think about Harry, he is now doing so much damage, isn't he, to the royal family? Isn't it time for King Charles to just say, your titles are gone, you've got to be gone from the line of succession because this is embarrassing?
Well, from your lips to God's ear. Yes. That's the way I see it. I'm looking at it subjectively. But at the same time, I'm pretty objective about the things I do. I have to take all kinds of emotional issues and present them in objective ways before courts of law, before juries or before judges. Sometimes there's things that you could barely stop yourself from crying just to be able to deal with it. And so I'm looking at it objectively with the eyes of a courtroom lawyer. I just can't understand how it is that that King Charles hasn't done this already. And when he passes, perhaps his older son will have the intestinal fortitude to do what needs to be done here. This guy shouldn't be in the line of succession. And think about it for a second. How much can you trust these people? I mean, as I said, when she's lying because her lips are moving. She lives in complete fantasy. She'll say anything to promote herself and say the opposite the next day. She lives this life of deceit. And she doesn't mind taking other people down with her. So, I mean, when you take a look at what these people are, I think it's actually even dangerous. I mean, we know that nobody's safe anymore. We know that Donald Trump isn't safe. We've seen that assassination attempt, 2 attempts, and who knows what else hasn't come to the surface. So, the fact of the matter is, why would the royal family consider itself safe enough? Somebody I think said one plane crash would take care of the whole thing and make Harry king.
Yep.
It doesn't make any sense that they
Which is the huge concern. Which is the huge concern. I totally agree. But Sam, the positive thing, let's end on a positive note, is that even the woke leftist Hollywood media is working your sister out. And so I know it's taken a long time for you to get there, but at least people are now starting to realize that everything you were saying was true.
Well, and I think Harry, similarly with Harry, like here's the thing about the false air that comes with a title. The Jimmy Fallon thing was a prime example. Just because someone's a prince, people will get flustered and, it's so sensationalistic. But then people are looking at those behaviors that contradict what they think is humanitarian, diplomatic, and right, whether you're on the left or the right politically. So it's nice to see that the woke are, quote, waking up, in my opinion.
Indeed. Well, look, I'm going to keep following your case. You've got one of the best lawyers in America behind you in Peter Ticktin. So I hope that justice and also sanity prevails here. So good luck. You've got my full support, and I love having both of you on Outspoken. Thank you so much for watching Dan Wootton Outspoken. Please do subscribe if you want lots more clips and interviews like that. Plus, if you want to watch our totally uncensored after show, then visit www.outspoken.live.